I live on my own. My boyfriend also lives on his own. I think some people think that's quite odd that we've been together a few years and we don't live together. But we sort of feel like we've got the best of both worlds because we have a few days a week together and a few days a week apart, and it's sort of ideal. There was a time that he moved in with me for 3 months because he was between flats and it made sense. And I was fine with it because there was an end date. I'm a bit stuck in my ways. I love you, but bye. And while he was at mine, for those 3 months, I worked away for a week, and when I came back, some things had changed in my flat. And I said, love, one of the towels smells of bums. You got any idea what that might be? Without even thinking, he just went, that'll be me bum towel. So when he did eventually move out as a housewarming present, I brought him a small brown hand towel. It's good because it's brown, he doesn't have to wash it, he can just crack it and use it again. Oh. But his mum came out his flat, his mum's lovely, she came out his flat and she said, got you a new duvet set. He said, I don't need a new duvet set. She said, you've got one that you just wash and put back on, this way you'll have a change. And he said, that's lovely, thank you very much. So she went to put it on, and it was lovely. It was all patterned, sort of matching. It was really nice. It was a little bit flowery for him, just a little bit flowery for him. And he went in to have a look, and he didn't want to hurt her feelings. He came back out, and he went, she's made me bed gay. I said, no, love, just because it hasn't got spunk in dinner and it doesn't make it gay. Clean, that's the word you're looking for. It's clean. And his mum had overheard, and she came in and she said, it's not a gay bed. If it was a gay bed, there'd be shackles. What DVDs has she been fucking watching? But he is a lovely man, he's lovely. We were in bed the other day and he got quite animated. And he shouted out, feel how hard that is. And I thought, you bugger, it's Tuesday, we didn't have this booked in. Turns out he's talking about the skin on his feet. Taking him to one of those places, you know those places that are popping up all over the place where it's got a tank with the fish in and you put your feet in and the fish nibble at the hard skin, you know those places. And I thought about taking him to one of those and I thought, I can't do that. The poor little fish, they'll think he's got fucking shoes on. I'm just going to take him to a blacksmith instead. But he's lovely, he's the nicest person I've ever met. He's a genuinely good man. And in January this year I said to him, you know what, I think it's about time we started talking about the future. And that's what I expected from him, like an awkward silence. Maybe some footsteps as he walked the fuck out of me life. But he didn't, he just smiled. Just really like a beam and grin. And I was really touched and I thought, oh my God, he wants to spend his future with me. Yay. And I said, are you sure you're all right talking about the future? And he went, what, like flying cars and that? Have we got single people in tonight? Give us a woo if you're single. We got couples in? More of you, but not as enthusiastic. We got a couple at the front. How long have you two been together?
30 years.
30 years. Well, some places that would have got a round of applause. Everybody just went, fucking hell. Just a lovely noise, like a, oh. Can we see if we can do it again? I've never heard 3,500 people do that noise. See if we can do it after 3. 1, 2, 3. 30 years, well done. And we've got you're quite a new couple. How long have you two been together?
4 months.
4 months. Oh, you're clapping that one? Well done, 4 months. 30 years, fuck you. I've been with my fella for 6 years, and it's gone really well. A friend of mine, though, recently fell in love, even more recently than you two. They've been together about a month, and they're adorable. She'd been single for a couple of years, so that means that little bit more to her, you know. And they're so lovely, they're so adorable, like to watch, you know. No. I mean when I'm with them. I don't mean like this.
She shut her bedroom curtains, what a slag.
But she said to me that whenever she sees him, she gets sweaty palms. Isn't that lovely? It's adorable, isn't it? 4 months together. What other signs of love do you think there are apart from sweaty palms? Give us a suggestion. What do you think?
I miss her a lot when I'm not with her.
You miss her when you're not with her? I can't take the piss out of that. I really want to, but I can't. You really miss her? Oh, that's so adorable. And 30 years together, but your palms are bone dry, are the flower? What are the signs of love? We could clearly learn a lot from 30 years together. It's very, very impressive. What do you reckon? What are the signs of love?
A kiss before you go to bed.
A kiss before you go to bed.
If I get home and she hasn't changed the lock.
If you get home and she hasn't changed the lock. I love the power balance between you two. You just want a kiss of him. He's worried he's never going to see you again. Or any of his things, or CDs, or anything. Just bye. That's, bless you. That's weird, but nice. Let's open it up to the rest of you guys. What about upstairs? What are the signs of love? Do we think we've got sweaty palms, we've got missing each other, we've got a kiss before bed? Whereabouts was the kiss? Lips. All right, okay. Don't. They're making us say a top or bottom. Top, that's fine. And not being locked out. Or, well, forever, permanently. What are the signs of love upstairs, do we think? Leaving the toilet door open. For everything or just number ones? Oh, you just keep the conversation going. So, I mean, I said to him, just give us a minute, love. I'm just gonna, That is that love? That's gross, is what that is, I think. Thank you, Flower. Any other ones from upstairs? Signs of love? Did you say depression? Where are you? Give us a wave. Are you upstairs? Right at the back there, love. Wow, you were louder than me, and I've got a microphone. Are you in a relationship in the minute, Flower? Does that mean you're happy at the minute? Yeah. Sounds thrilled, doesn't it? Yeah. What are the ones from upstairs? Butterflies is a lovely one. That's really nice. Thank you, Flower. There was a fella the other day trying to say, I think he was trying to say butterflies. What he actually said was, sometimes I get a fizzy feeling down below. What about downstairs? What other signs of love do we think? Say that again? Keeping out of trouble. Did you get into a lot of trouble pre-relationship, Pet? What was that? It was a shit relationship. Oh, are they with you tonight? Is this the way you break up with somebody? Just wait till an appropriate question comes up at a comedy show. Been meaning to tell you for ages. It's a shit relationship. And we had another answer over here. Didn't quite catch it. Did somebody say chlamydia? I've got a present for you, love. It's a hospital appointment. Chlamydia. Any other ones from downstairs? What was that? Presents. Where are you? You money grabbing whore? Give us a wave. Where are you, love? There you are. Hello, love. Are you in a relationship at the minute? Yeah. What was the last present you got? tonight. Apart from chlamydia, no. What was the last present you got? Jewellery. And what did you have to do for that? Some things you're ashamed of?
It's worth it if you get a good bangle, though, isn't it?
What other signs down here? We haven't had much from over here. What do we reckon? What was that, love?
Flowers.
Nice, very nice. And do you get flowers regularly?
But she'd clearly like them, so do something about it, pet.
I did a home gig from a little place called South Shields, and they're all here. I did a home gig at the beginning of the tour, quite a small venue, it's quite a small place, and I had a horrible feeling that I was going to know most of the audience. And sure enough, when I came out in the front row, on the left-hand side was somebody I'd played out with when I was a bairn, and on the right, someone I'd fucked. And I said, what other signs of love are there? And a lady at the back just shouted out, Throb and Fanny. Turns out she was family. But I think that butterflies, I think that slightly nervous, sort of churny tummy, I think that comes back, doesn't it? At the end of a relationship. You know, when things are petering out.
Every time I hear his key in the door, I feel fucking sick.
But you know, we're all getting older. I turned 39 this year. I'm not worried about turning 40 next year. I'm not worried about getting older at all. And I think that's because I have good friends in their 40s, 50s, 60s. My parents are sort of late 60s, early 70s. And they all seem to be having quite a nice time. What I see as my future is not a scary one. My parents have this thing that I think happens to a lot of people when they retire, is all of a sudden they can see their friends a lot more often. They can do hobbies they've never had time for. And they're so busy, they think to themselves, how on earth did we fit work in? Which must be a lovely state of affairs, mustn't it? My mum was showing us her diary because she said it was chock-a-block. She said, look at this. She said we were going to go and see Oliver the Musical that day, but we can't because we forgot we had Swan Lake booked in at the Empire. She's only this tall. She looked up at me with this face that I adore and she went, I haven't got time to die. I said, I don't think that's how it works, Mum. Just the Grim Reaper standing behind and she's going, I can't do October. I can't do November. I want to see Tony Bennett in November. The Grim Reaper's like, Tony Bennett, I've been after him for years. But for the last 16 or maybe even 17 years, my mum and dad's annual holiday has been 1 week in Edinburgh. They love the city, they have friends there, they go, they have a smashing time, they come home, all good. But for some unknown reason, 2 years ago, they decided to book a cruise. And I said to me, Mum, that's very adventurous. What made you book a cruise? And she said, we just saw them loads on the telly. And I said, yeah, Mum, I'm pretty sure that was the news. They were running aground and people were dying. And my mum and dad are like, that looks lovely, sure we'll do that. My parents and all have a similar joy for life. They have a real knack for being able to turn a bad situation into a good one. I think it's something we could really learn from, all of us, I think. I'll give you an example of this. They're both semi-retired and my father-in-law was caught speeding. Now, I don't know if you know this, I didn't know this, that if you're caught speeding and you choose to do the speed awareness course, that you have to do it in the town where you were caught as opposed to where you live if it's different. They're based in the Midlands. He was caught speeding in Bournemouth. And my mother-in-law said to me, we've decided to make a weekend of it. Isn't that adorable? But I know getting older is no plain sailing. I know that there are problems along the way. One of my friends is in her 60s. Have we got any women who are 60 or above? Give us a cheer. A few of you, so maybe you can vouch if this is true or not. One of my friends, she's 62, and she said, there's something I need to tell you. I said, that sounds really serious. Is it serious? She said, well, I just don't want it to come as much of a surprise to you as it did to me. I said, OK, well, you better tell us what it is then. She said, when you get to my age, down there, instead of it being a lovely, healthy pink colour, I could have walked away right then and there. Whatever you've got, I don't want to know. Instead of it being a lovely, healthy pink colour, it's more of a slate grey. It's the detail that I love. She didn't say grey, she said slate grey. Like she'd had the Dulux colour chart out.
Here, Terry, look at that. Do you think that's thunder or slate?
I was so horrified by what I just learnt that I blurted out, "You mean like when meat's on the turn?"
Does that smell all right to you?
There'll be a few handbag mirrors coming out when they get in tonight, I reckon.